Hi everyone, welcome back again to my channel. My name is Doris. In case you're coming across this channel for the first time, make yourself comfortable and feel relaxed. To my returning subscribers, I welcome you all too. How is your day going? I believe it's moving on smoothly. Okay, the story that we've been sharing for some time now, which the title is My Pills for Depression, written by one of Emmanuel's shippers, one of their fans, just for fun, just for us to learn one or two things from the story. Okay, guys, let me promise you guys something now. After this particular one I dropped now, I will come back with a lot of chapters later in the evening. Yes, this is my promise to you all. Let me cover up for some of the days I didn't upload much. Hope you guys are okay with this idea of mine. Okay, where we stopped yesterday was where Liquorose and Emmanuel went for sightseeing. They went to the national park for sightseeing, just for them to have fun and enjoy themselves. But unfortunately, something happened. Emmanuel had an accident there, and that was where we stopped. Like we said, this is fiction story, okay? So we'll move into the next chapters. I can't wait to see what later happened, whether he is okay now or whether he is not. Chapter 41. Smokes were everywhere. Nothing can be seen because everywhere was cloudy. She couldn't see him. She started praying for him. God, please save him. Emma, please come out of that place. Please don't do this to me now. Please come out. Why on earth are you not coming out? Do you want to be killed? Tears was running down like river from her eyes. A couple of sparks were followed by a new spout of flames from beneath the car. A collective gasp came from the crowd around her, and Rose felt her heart shudder. What is Emma doing? Why wasn't he coming out? She wailed. Is he trapped? Somebody please do something. Please help my boyfriend. She was in tears and couldn't help it anymore. She was about to rush inside, but she was restrained by the standby. Calm down, young lady, an elderly lady consoled her. He's doing a good deed and God will always protect him, so calm down, chipped another woman. Her knees nearly buckled in relief when he finally emerged from the vehicle. He was immediately pulled away from the car and then surrounded by the crowd. She saw that he was holding something, but the bodies between them kept her from seeing what it was. The woman who had been driving the car gave a cry and broke away from the hands that had been holding her back. A moment later, the car was fully engulfed in flames. Despite the efforts of a couple of shop owners who had appeared with fire extinguishers that were emptying on the vehicle, Emma would have been in that fire if he hesitated even a little longer, Rose realized sickly. The woman was now holding a tiny bundle in her hands. She turned, searching the crowds around her. Dan, has anyone seen my son? The child on Rose's arm responded immediately to the call. Mama. Rose hurriedly towards the woman. I have your son. He is fine. Thank God, the woman began to cry again. Emma put his right hand on the woman's shoulder. There is a bench beside that shop door. You should sit until the ambulance arrives. Chapter 42. He spoke quietly, but Rose noted that his words carried easily through the babbling of the crowd and the wails of the woman's children. A police car came to a stop in the intersection, and the fire truck wasn't far behind. Settling down more securely on her hips, Rose stayed close to his mother while Emma escorted her and the baby to the bench. The crowd automatically made way for them, of course, after only a glance from our golden boy, our hero, Emma. What is about him, even in jeans and sneakers and his face smudged, he still seemed to recognize and respond to. Aren't you Emmanuel Omo? An older man who has been hovering in the background asked. Still focused on the family he assisted, Emma nodded. So many people praised him for his bravery act and showered him with prayers. Some of them said he is too humble and did not behave like a celebrity. A reporter also came from the local newspaper and made mention of Emma's role in the rescue. Rose could hear the details being embodied as he stood there. She was greatly relieved when Emma had given the statement to the police. Answered a few questions from the reporter, downplaying his own part in the rescue, of course. Turning to Rose, who stood speechless. "Hey, baby." Rose rushed to him with tears on her cheeks as she hugged him. "You scared me, Emma. I'm sorry, dear. Please wipe your tears. I'm okay. Please, let's leave here to avoid more drama." When they reached the parking place, Emma offered her to drive, which was very wild to her, and she also noticed that he was unusually quiet. The paleness of his face and the sheen of moisture on his upper lips gave her the answer. "Were you hurt, Emma?" Looking him over, she saw that he was holding his left arm, which was tucked close to his side. She realized now that he kept it there since emerging from the vehicle with the baby girl. "Let me see your arm," she demanded. He winced when she dropped his wrist. "Careful, Emma," she stared in dismay at the outside of his left forearm, which was obviously burned. Chapter 43. The skin and angry red with small blisters just becoming visible. "When did this happen?" Rose queried. "I was having trouble unsnapping the buckles on the baby's car seat. A leak of flame came up the inside of the door and I shielded her with my arm while I struggled with the buckles." He said it so comfortably, making it sound like no big deal, that he used his own arm as a barrier between a spreading fire and a helpless infant. And he hadn't mentioned the injury since, even though his hand had to hurt like hell. "Why didn't you show this to the paramedic?" she scolded. "These burns need to be treated immediately. Do you want to get an infection? It is a wonder you didn't get yourself killed diving into that car like that. I saw the baby in the car seat and I knew the car was starting to burn. Would you have had me leave her in there?" His calm questions didn't suit her frayed nerves. "Get in the car," she snapped. "I'm taking you to the nearest emergency room. Maybe we should drive into Lekki to get away from the attention here." "Lekki is too far. You are just going to have to deal with the attention." "I really think Emma, get into the damn car." He sighed and said, "Yes, madam." As they were driving to the hospital to get her nerves down, Rose was lecturing him and scolding him at the same time. She didn't know if he would be able to agree, so he knew she needed an emotional release, or he was in so much pain to argue, because it seemed safer to continue lecturing him than to give much thought to get her feelings for him. She started in on him again for not immediately reporting his injuries. Chapter 44. "I can't believe that the reporter was the first person we saw when we went to the emergency room," Emma muttered. He said he had driven straight to the hospital to check on the woman and her children. Rose replied, adjusting the rear mirror of the car. Emma rested his head against the high back of his black leather seat. "Maybe the story will be confined to the local paper he works for. It probably won't pick up by the wire services." "Maybe," she said, but wasn't particularly optimistic. Emma's name alone would be enough to propel the story into national news. Add him heroic rescue of a baby to the mix, risking his own life and sustaining injuries in the process, and she could almost guarantee headline. "He just seemed to have a special talent." Emma plucked irritably at the bandages of his left arm. "I don't know why they had to trust me like this. The doctor even said I wasn't burned that badly." She could hear the effects of the medications that had been pumped into him. His words were just a bit slowed. His tone was different. "The doctor said you were lucky you didn't end up with third-degree burns," Rose snapped. Emma had been instructed to see his own doctor on Monday and take very good care of himself, especially the burns, to keep them from becoming infected. He had been given painkillers and a list of instructions before being released into Rose's care. "Sorry about the amusement park," Emma murmured, his eyes closed. "I know you wanted to ride the roller coaster." "That is okay. Rain check, sure. good. I did like to take a wild ride with you," because she wasn't sure if that was him or the medicine speaking. She let the comment pass, but still her body reacted to it. "I'm just glad nobody was seriously hurt in that wreck, including you," she commented. Might have if the woman hadn't been properly restrained. She was wearing her seatbelt, both the kids were buckled into safety seats. The SUV driver, as inattentive as he was to the traffic signals, was at least smart enough to wear his seatbelt. Emma still hadn't opened his eyes. Guys, this is a brave move. Not everyone can do this. Emmanuel not just saved the woman, saved the child, and in fact saved so many lives. This is brave. We should kukuma change Emmanuel's name to the Brave Black. I think that name will suit him better. It's true that their intention of going to the national park to have fun and watch things wasn't accomplished, but I think this one is better off. This is better off. His name will forever be written as a lifesaver because he actually did that. So guys, I'll be leaving you all here for now. Like I said at the beginning of this video, that I'll be coming back later with some of the chapters. Okay, yeah, I believe you are learning one or two things from this story. Please, if you've not subscribed to this channel, do me this favor and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell by the side of the subscribers button. That's whenever I drop my videos, you will be the first to be alerted. Do remember that my name is Doris. Till I come your way next time. Bye bye.